Orchestra is a part of me, and I really mean that. For this, documentary, I wanted to choose something that I was strictly passionate about, and orchestra is one of those things that I'm always going to be passionate about.
I am very excited. This is the first time that we put together all 93 students from the elementary school together. They haven't played yet together, so I know it's going to be great. These kids know their music very, very well, and I'm really proud of them.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Holly Klein. I have the pleasure of being the director of the middle school and high school orchestras. I'd like to welcome you to our winter strings concert. It's a great opportunity to work on balance, blend, intonation, and independence. So here is chorale number 4 by Johann Sebastian Bach.
Hello, for those who have not met me yet, my name is Miss Sarah Miller, and I've had the pleasure of working with the Seneca Valley Orchestra this year. I'd just like to take a moment to thank everybody that made this concert possible. Concerts like this take a lot of work and dedication from several people. Hello. My name is Sarah Miller, and I've had the pleasure of overseeing the Seneca Valley Orchestra program this year. At this time, I would like to take a moment to thank everybody who made this concert possible. Students, thank you for your hard work, and remember that we're not done yet. On Friday, the 8th grade students and the high school students will be going to a Music in the Parks adjudication in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and showing all the talent and work we put into music at Seneca Valley School District. Thank you.
So my name is Sarah Miller, and I'm the orchestra director here at Seneca Valley. I've played violin since I was 7 years old, so it's been a while. Outside of school, I gig, and I also play with the Butler Symphony Orchestra. But for me, music has always been less of a thing that I do professionally and more just something that has been in my life for a very, very long time. I'm very into pop music and jazz music and all kinds of different genres. So I find myself listening to music pretty much every moment of every day. I talk to my friends about music. So for me, when I decided to go into music, it was less about, my love for the violin and more about my love for the subject as a whole.
Hi, I'm Aaron Sedlak. I'm a senior cellist, and I've been playing for 8 years. I chose the cello because most of my family are musicians, and they encouraged me to play an instrument. Whenever I tried them out, the cello just seemed to fit me the best. It's given me a lot of chances to meet a lot of new people. Just get the chance to make music, work on my ensemble skills.
I started playing the cello when I was around 9 years old, and I was in 4th grade, and I had no idea what instrument to play, if I'm being honest. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I remember when I went to go try out the cello, I had to go through the violin, the viola, and I wasn't allowed to try the bass in 4th grade. So I remember being told, you look like you could play the cello well. And I don't know why that stuck with me. And my teacher at the time, she was like, you look like a cello player. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Is that a compliment or an insult? And now obviously I take it as such an incredible compliment because I think the cello section is one of the greatest sections in music, not just our orchestra, but I think in music, I think in general, cellos are incredible. Like, they're so versatile, they're incredible. But I think for me, that decision was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made in my entire life. Like, I think that choosing the cello has made me, like, overall, like, who I am today, and I can't thank my teacher, my first teacher, Mrs. Klein, enough for convincing me to play the cello.
We have Dance of the Reed Flutes.
That's the one with the
I don't like that one. That's a no.
Here's the thing, we did try that a couple of years ago, so I didn't too. So I get here around 7:20 and I check my email and do all of those things. And then first and second period, I usually teach 8th grade. Followed by 7th grade orchestra. Then 3rd period is our individual musicianship class. They make these things that you can strap around the back of your neck so that you can carry a cello around. I just recently learned out about them.
Learn to play it.
The exception of sometimes when you came into those 16th note areas, you would stop before or slow down a little bit. I am off 4th period. 5th period I teach 8th grade orchestra again, so we have the same section twice. 6th period I teach 7th grade orchestra, so again a repeated section. And then 8th period I teach chamber orchestra.
If you wanted to play
I know, I put a like top strip.
It's broken anyway.
Okay, that's fine. I wonder if at 41 you could play it 2 octaves higher, some of you. It's really high. Like, I think. I know I told you to be quieter in the room, but now in here I need you to be a little louder. I just feel like it's not balancing out quite right. In 9th period I teach string orchestra.
I'm Erin Kepler. I'm the concert master of the Seneca Valley Orchestra.
What instrument do you play?
I play the violin. I've been playing since I was 5. It's 12 years. It's going on 12 years.
That's so good.
Actually, past 12 years. Once it reaches November, it'll be my 13th. I think I was just like, I went to a concert once where there was like a violinist, like a solo, and I thought it looked cool. And then my parents were like, you want to do that? And I was like, yeah.
I like it if Erin goes up 2 octaves at 41, and the rest of you can go get a brownie.
I think like with a lot of ensembles that I end up joining, it gets me used to like working with different kinds of people because in another group I'm in, everyone's sort of like more focused, more honed in on things because you have to like pay fees and all that, but here because it's public school it's a little different. So it gets you like used to different personalities when it comes to ensemble work.
So one of my favorite things about being your teacher and being the orchestra director is getting to see how you all interact with each other. So you all are so kind and so welcoming and so wonderful. And getting to see you all grow up over the last 6 years has been just such a blessing in my life. One of the things that I notice about the culture is just how close you all are. So many of you hang out with each other outside of school. You choose to spend your time talking to each other on social media or via apps. You have a lot of similar interests, and you are so welcoming of each other and new people. It's a really positive culture that I think encourages a lot of collaboration and opportunity to grow musically as well as just personally.
From the beginning, when I started playing when I was 9, I also started playing with another 9-year-old named Aaron Sedlak.
Aaron Sedlak, and I am a cellist, and I'm in my senior year of high school.
during it, so you have to read it. Go ahead.
I am Aaron Sedlak.
And he and I are, still best friends to this day, and it's so cool just to like see that growth from him and I starting when we were 9. Now we're both like 18 and he's 17, and it's just like, it's incredible. And these are the friendships that you're gonna keep forever. The ones in orchestra, like the people every day when I go in, I'm like, I'm not tired of any of you. Like, I love you all. It's so much fun. For this, documentary, I wanted to choose something that I was strictly passionate about. And orchestra is one of those things that I'm always going to be passionate about.
That's so rude. So when you're in orchestra, you can be in our performing ensembles, you can be in small groups that perform within the school and outside of the school. You can go on trips, you can go on smaller day trips and field trips, you can go to PMEA festivals.
It's basically like a 2 or 3 day festival where a bunch of musicians from the area get together. They put together a concert and they only get to rehearse together for the 2 or 3 days that they're all together. It's intense, it's about 8-hour rehearsals. So yeah, we went to districts, and that night we auditioned for seating and stuff, and the top 6 got to move on, including me. I placed principal. And from there we would have moved on to regionals, except that the pandemic started right before the regionals event started. But essentially it would have been the exact same thing as districts, and we would have auditioned to make it to the states level, where it would have been, that's where it would have ended. But basically each level is the same, but it gets more and more difficult to move on.
I really think that there is, a vast array of opportunities, and I also like it when you all bring opportunities to me and you say, hey, I want to do this, then I'm like, all right, let's do it. Look at those 2 sections for me. Up the octave. For me and the music department, I think the biggest thing is that we have more students who are involved in music overall than we did previously. There are about 150 in the 7th through 12th grade orchestras. However, there are a lot more at the elementary level. And I think it just adds also another layer of, opportunity for students who maybe don't like the sound of the band instruments and don't feel that they're a gifted singer. And that's always been something that fascinates me, that we all are, come from the same species, but we all feel so differently about things. I think mostly it's just a proclivity for a certain instrument, or, liking the sound of something.
What is personally the most rewarding part of your job?
Personally, the most rewarding part of my job is getting to know all of you. As I said before, it's just such a blessing to be such a prevalent part of your lives for so many years, and to get you from 7th grade to 12th grade and see you grow up and see you grow up together as well, and the relationships that you form. It's really special, and I don't know very many people who get to do that, and in some instances I feel like you all are an extension of my family, so you all are the best part of my job by far.
My name is Sean Bliss. I play violin, viola, cello, and harp. More specifically, the violin is my main instrument, and I had started that way back in 7th grade when I was around 13.
My name is Kevin Chen, and I've been playing violin since 4th grade, so I guess it's like 12 years.
I think being involved in the orchestra program has really developed me into who I am today. Without it, I'm really not sure if I'd even be where I'm at right now. Even though I'm not doing anything music related with my education, it has still been crucial to forming my identity. What I've really enjoyed about the program is how closely knit and intimate it is. If you go to band or you're in chorus, you've got hundreds of people in that organization. You maybe know a couple people, and the directors don't really know you or your face unless you are especially distinguished. But in orchestra, there's a handful of us. It's a very small group. Everyone there cares about the music. They're there because they want to be. And everyone knows each other. The directors know you. It's a much more personal experience.
I think the most important thing that orchestra did for me as someone in high school was giving me a direction to go in. And I can probably be saying this for like most of us that like cared a lot about being in orchestra.
There's something to be said about something that can transcend cultures and transcend time periods to last until today. Here at Seneca Valley, I think the thing that's so great about orchestra is just how involved and committed you all have been. To watch you all stick by it and stick with me and try to build this program. And I think that dedication, you can see it's palpable in our classes and in our program, that it's not just my program or it's not just the Seneca Valley Orchestra, it's really something that we've all built together.
What do you think the future of the orchestra program will look like and why?
So I think it's just going to continue to grow and continue to be bigger and better. We have a lot of resources here at Seneca Valley, and I'm really happy to work here because of that. So I think we're going to see continued growth, both musically and just numbers-wise. And I think that we have a bright future to look forward to.
Honestly, based on all of the kids right now that are like, moving up behind us, they sound a lot better than we did. And I think it's probably because like they're developing the program a lot more. So I think it's going to turn out all right. Like, good for them. Good that they're sounding better than we did.
So I actually thought a lot about this question a few years ago, back when I graduated. And I think the main concern for me back then was size. There weren't that many people in the high school group, but I figured like after a few years there would be like more people because all of the kids from the elementary school would be like grown up and they'd be moving up the grade levels basically. I guess the main concern for me now would be just fostering passionate musicians.
I think it's going to continue to grow and grow. I think it's definitely going to be very popular. I think a lot of kids are going to be looking for opportunities, and I think there's going to be several orchestras and kids are going to get a lot of good opportunities.
I could speak for hours about all the students on this stage, and I look forward to seeing everything they accomplish. I would like to end this with a quote from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. "Ah, music," Dumbledore said, "a magic beyond what we do here." I hope the seniors learned of this magic and take it wherever their path may lead. Thank you.
Groove is in the heart. Groove is in the heart. apologize.